Hey y'all, I am back, honey, and it's time for us to talk about Belle Collective Birmingham. All right. So, first of all, Tiffany did receive a text message from Stormi. Stormi is going to be having an event at the house where she's going to be inviting all of the Bells to come out. Okay. And so Tiffany was a part of that text. So she had to hit up Amber to let her know, like, girl, did you see this group text? I was included on it. Amber, like, okay, well, how you feeling? She's like, I'm happy. It looks like we may be able to move forward. So that's good. Maybe we'll be able to talk about things at a later time or whatever. But I'm happy to have been invited and stuff. And Amber is happy because Amber's like, listen, I got a lot going on already, girl. I'm going through this IVF egg retrieval process. And girl, I don't even have the energy to try and referee y'all stuff back and forth. So if y'all really could figure it out on y'all own for me, that would really help me the fuck out. I'm gonna be real clear with you. Okay. So I'm happy. Okay. Now let me get out the phone because I need a little bit more rest. Okay. We see Funmi. Her sister that brought her to this big, beautiful castle, is what it looks like. Okay. Do I think they're gonna get this house? Hell no. Okay. But is the house beautiful? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They get in the house. She don't even want her husband to know how much the damn house is. And I just cackled to myself. Okay. He's looking around. He's like this nice. Her sister, like, oh, she can do all kind of stuff here. Like, oh my God, imagine. Because that's a selling point, I think. That would definitely be a selling point. Now when people are buying homes, they're not just buying a house to live in forever and be comfortable in. They want to get the proper aesthetically pleasing home for their influencing, okay? And them brand deals, them checks and all of that. And I'm not mad at it, okay? So you ain't got to sit up here and be renting out spaces and doing all of the extra stuff. Let me go ahead and just get a house that got all of that, okay? But because that is a selling point, I feel like that's part of the reason why the shit be high. Okay? Why they may add another 50 to 100K on top of it. But anyway, honey, she was looking at the house. Husband said, damn, this look like it's giving 3.5. So Miriam was like, girl, no, it's actually gonna be 2.6. And then he'll go fool me talking about something that's a steal. Yeah, stealing out his damn account, ma'am. Okay? That's not a steal. You feel like it's so much of a steal. Let me give you a better steal. Go out there, get you some land and build your own castle for under $1 million. I feel like you could do it. I feel like, especially in Alabama, I feel like you could do it. I do. I think you could. So, girl, why? Now we do know, at least I knew. I don't know how nobody else did know because Fumi been doing this influencer thing in my personal longer than longer than it became a thing, honestly. When she first started taking pictures and stuff. So she makes six figures from doing what she does, and I think she makes damn good money. But I also think that Fumi ass be stacking hers. Understand? I think her money goes into the savings. And I think her husband money is what pays the bills and gets the things that she may want while she puts hers away, which is why, in my personal, I think that Fumi really believes that they can get this house, or at least go and put the down payment on the home and he take care of the rest of it. But still at the same time, I feel like, Amber ended up saying something in a confessional where she was like, well, listen, just because you can afford this house doesn't mean that you should purchase this home. And I agree 1000% because you just never know what may happen. Things be up, things be down, you just never know. And I think get you something that's a bit more feasible, but still giving the aesthetic and exactly what it is that you may want. And you're good to go. I think they could probably build them a damn house. Go get you some land like Stormy where you ain't got a lot of other houses out there on the property and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. I don't know. The kids do like the school that they at, so I don't know, child. But if y'all can find y'all a piece of land and y'all are okay with building y'all a house, or go buy y'all a maybe go to a neighborhood that's halfway decent, maybe. I don't want to say halfway decent, but go buy some property and rebuild the house on that land or something. I don't know. But what is it, 3.5 million? No, 2.6 million. I feel like you can find a real good home for 600,000. They got everything that you want. Okay. And you probably could remodel the basement, add on, add another house or something in the back. Like like Storming them doing. I just feel like it's a way around it and she ain't gotta go through all of that. All in all, the ladies are getting ready to head over there to Huntsville or wherever the hell Stormy lives out there in the damn boondocks, child. They are headed out there as they are all on the Sprinter van. And this is where Amber opens up about her egg retrieval process. I believe she said they retrieved about 12 eggs so far, and I think they may be going in there for more, honey. Yeah. I think they're going in there for more. So I'm happy for Amber. If Amber's happy, I'm glad for her. I'm glad she's letting us into her life because I wasn't gonna let her live or get that damn far into this season without me knowing what the hell was really going on in her life. Okay, being one of the main bills on the show. But things are going well. She did get a call from the doctor. I think she has to take a shot later on that night. And then after she takes that shot, she has to show back up the next day or something for them to, do more work. So good for her. Of course, they get on the subject of kids, and Tiffany is talking about how she wants more kids, but her husband wants a vasectomy. And at this point, with him having one child, her having two, I really feel like it should be a wrap at that point. She gonna want to do what she want because that's just how she is, okay? But don't let that man go up there and get his vasectomy without you knowing. Hell, I'm wondering if that's the real reason y'all going to damn Atlanta anyway. For him to scout for a vasectomy doctor. But all in all, okay, all in all, that's what they got going on. I don't think she should have no more kids, but good luck to her. Now, Tiffany does speak on her issues with Stormi. She lets everybody know, hey, y'all, I'm going to Stormi's house, but the last time we talked, it wasn't so great. And I just want to know, do y'all think I should address it when I go to her house or should I not say nothing? And Fumi said, yeah, I definitely think you should address it. And I'm like, Fumi, sit back and hush, girl. I mean, you may not be fully wrong in that, but remember how you went to somebody's function and you approached the situation? Why would you tell that lady to go to Stormi's house and approach the situation there? Girl, wait till I agree with Amber. Amber was like, let's see what the vibes are first. See what the vibes are, because if you go in that lady house and first start trying to talk about that, like it could turn everything off, and that's not a space of progression. And if anybody out here knows Stormi, I know Stormi more than all y'all in this damn car. So with that being said, let's just get a vibe for the let's get a feel for the vibes, girl, before you open your damn mouth. Understand. So then Tiffany was like, okay, that makes sense, girl, that makes sense, but I'm 36 years old and I can't believe that I'm arguing about a mop. Girl, you 36 years old and I can't believe that you would sit your ass up there playing in Fumi's face. Okay, you 36 years old, but I didn't think that you needed a watchdog like Kendra. Oh, okay then, girl. Anyway, so Kayla and her talk about their rift that they had, right? And Kayla said she was a little thrown off by Kendra. Like I knew you said she had your back, but girl, she had a little too much of your back, and I wasn't even on that type of energy. So Tiffany immediately apologizes because she know how things can get when her and Kendra get together in real life. All right, so she apologizes for that, and so Kayla is like, okay, I appreciate that because I was legitimately confused because Tiffany said that she felt the way that they had they talk. She left. She go outside. She on the phone with Stormi. She felt like she had a hidden agenda. And Kayla was like, no, I didn't. Like, I really didn't know what the hell went on. So I was calling Stormi to see if it was deeper than what I thought. Because I ain't really know a whole lot of shit. Right? So that's what she says. Okay. She wasn't on a mission with Stormi. That's what she says. And so Tiffany was like, that's fine then, girl. I'm gonna let you know now. I'm gonna go ahead and give your ass a little piece of grace, but I will be watching you. Okay, child. Well, I'm glad you told her to her face that I'll be watching you. Kayla said she gonna be watching your ass too. So I guess we see each other, honey. So the ladies arrive at Stormi's house, right? And Stormi is hugging the ladies as they're coming in. And so when she got ready to hug Tiffany, Lord have mercy, not Stephanie, honey. It was giving a stiff ass hug, but let me say this. Okay. Stormy said that the hug was a pussy ass hug in the confessional, right? However, you didn't really lean into her to give her a hug. You weren't really trying to embrace her for real, for real. So I do understand her not really knowing what the fuck to do, but I'm stepping into your house, so let me lean in to try to give you a little hug. But it was giving a stiff hug from Stephanie. Like it was giving that, right? Um, but I also feel like you didn't really want Tiffany at your house. So some part of me was like, well, why invite her there if you didn't really want her there for real? You know what I'm saying? She decides that she's gonna have a photo shoot for the ladies and she wants them to take pictures and stuff, but she won't tell them what it's for. So I'm looking forward to finding out what exactly is it for. Could it be for somebody glaze or something like that? Is what I'm wondering. Either way, Kayla and Stormy decide they finna go off and get dressed, but they decided to sit down so they can have a conversation about Tiffany. Okay. And Stormy says that she invited Tiffany because she is now she's interested in seeing how Tiffany is in a group setting. Now you're interested in seeing how Tiffany is in a group setting. I guess. I mean, some part of me is like, well, you could have invited her to your live, but at the same time, I do understand not inviting her to the damn live in my personal because it's like, girl, I'm gonna be too stressed out. I ain't gonna have time to be dealing with you and your shit too. Okay. So there's that, right? Tiffany did say that she brought her holy oil as well. So okay, girl. Both of the girls are feeling the same way about each other, and both of them are carrying the same energy for each other. Okay. So the photo shoot happens. The photographer says, I'm going to put the snakes closer to Stormy, which is crazy. Okay. That's crazy to say. Even Tiffany said, well, that's interesting. And likely because she got into it with Funmi and she also got into it with Kayla, and those are the two ladies wearing snake skin. I can't. Stormy comes to dinner, right? She comes to dinner and she sees, because it's time for dinner time, right? She come to dinner and then this is where she sees where she's seated next to Tiffany. She immediately moves her shit. Immediately. But what was interesting was when they first go to sit down, because Amber said, I'll take a left-handed seat. She goes to sit down. There was a seat at the head of the table, which is the seat that I thought Stormy was going to be sitting in. So producers decided to be messy as fuck and put Stormy directly next to Tiffany. That was very interesting. Okay. So Stormy decides to get up. She switches with Amber, okay? And I'm like, Amber is left-handed though. You ain't want to sit across from Tiffany. I guess she needed to sit on the complete opposite end of Tiffany. I don't know. Um, I don't know what this shit was about. I don't even know if the producers told her to do that. I don't know what this shit was about, but she said that she's claustrophobic. She don't like to sit in between in the middle. I do call a piece of cap, Stormy, and the reason why is because I feel like when you and Mel had got into it on that show, I feel like you was sitting in the middle. Wasn't you sitting in the middle at that restaurant when y'all got into it, or was you on the very end? Either way, it's given. I don't want to sit next to this hoe. Okay. So Tiffany started laughing and Stormy like, girl, what's funny? And she said, you. She was like, oh, really? She was like, yeah, you're funny when you said that you wanted to get up and move your seat. Yeah, I thought that was funny. She was like, oh, because I'm claustrophobic. She said, no, I didn't even know you was claustrophobic. So you just said so. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Okay. So Tiffany kind of laughed again and Stormy said, well, you like to laugh a lot at a lot of shit. And Tiffany said, I do. Because laughter is good for you, bitch. Okay. Understand you might want to laugh a little bit. And Stormy said, no, you might want to laugh your ass all the way home. So do you want to go home? I'm just trying to understand which one you want to do on today. Matter of fact, on tonight, okay? Tiffany said, I can. Well, we won't go there. I can. I can go home. I could go home right now, actually. So Stormy said, go ahead. I know that's fucking right. I know that's right. Now, I do think it was extreme for Stormy to say, you want to go home. It's like, bitch, calm down, because I'm laughing. Like, girl, calm the fuck down. Do you want to go home? Bitch, you ain't want me here no way. I don't even know why the hell I came. High key. Okay. But outside of that, you want to go home? I can. I could go home right now. Then, girl, expeditiously get the fuck up out my house. You know? So it's like y'all both giving each other the same damn energy. And I'm on both sides with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm on both sides with it. But that's what the girls got going on so far, honey. I ain't even finna hold y'all. I actually like the energy they both giving each other. It's two bullheaded women that don't fucking play, and bitch, you not finna back me into no corner, and you damn sure not finna back me into no corner while you in my house. Type thing is what's going on. Okay. So Stormy, like, girl, you could go home. She said, I can't. I could go home right now, actually, right? She said, and I feel like that's the only reason that you invited me so that you can put me out your house type thing. And Stormy's like, no, that's not what it is. But you over here laughing at shit that I don't think you should be laughing at. That's not funny. And Tiffany like, but I'm gonna laugh every time though. Girl, listen, Tiffany, I'm not gonna hold you. Tiffany is giving Stormy responses that I would give. Like, like I'm not gonna hold you, okay? I would say the same goddamn, and I'm gonna laugh because you can't handle my mouth, motherfucker. You're not gonna control how I react to something, okay? However, this is where me and Tiffany differ. When Stormy decided to get up and move to the other side, I slick when I gave a fuck about it. Cause like really, that's your issue, not mine. You ain't finna fuck up my night. I'm good. You don't want to sit by me. Because I do see that Tiffany laughed to show that she wasn't phased by what Stormy did, but her laughing really showed that she was bothered that Stormy didn't want to sit by her, type of thing. But both of y'all was already feeling away. You was hesitant on coming, and Stormy was hesitant on bringing you into her house. But I'm here for the energy y'all giving each other. Baby Amber over there talking about I'm definitely caught in the middle of this. I'm trying to navigate it the best way I can. You sure your ass not claustrophobic being in the middle of that bullshit, girl? I would be. So Amber goes to check on Tiffany, right? And she lets her know that, hey, I do know that Stormy does not like to sit in the middle and she is claustrophobic. And Tiffany like, well, bitch, I ain't know that. How I'm supposed to know that? I just laugh. You know what I'm saying? And so Amber asked Tiffany, can we just get through dinner? And honestly, I would have said, bitch, don't ask me that. Go ask your friend that. She the one who told me, she asked me if I can go home. I just honored it. I said I'm finna go, so that's fine. This ain't my goddamn house. Thomas said, can we get through dinner? Bitch, you gotta go talk to your friend about that. Not me. Why you in my face? Okay. So Stormy comes over, talks to Tiffany, and then now we find out that Tiffany was thinking exactly what I thought, right? Was that she felt like Stormy did not want to sit by her. And Stormy was like, no, that's not it. Tiffany was like, well, no, I think Stormy said, no, I'm claustrophobic. I had just said that. And Tiffany was like, no, you didn't. You didn't say that till after I laughed. And I was like, no, she didn't. So I'm glad they played the flashback to show that Stormy said that as she was moving when she asked Amber to switch seats. But still, it did kind of give that vibe at the same time. Like, I ain't trying to sit next to you, bitch. Like, not for real. I do feel like production was being messy as hell, though. I feel like production knew how Stormy was going to react. So they purposely sat her there to see what she was going to do so that Tiffany could feel the way that she feel. And I guess job well done because y'all got a reaction out of the girls and the people is watching the show. But, you know, um, at the end of the day, this is where Stormy lets Tiffany know, like, it's very clear that we do need to have a conversation. And y'all do. Y'all do need to go ahead and have this conversation, address it, because y'all slick do not like each other for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Just had a conversation, girl. So the girls are talking about this mop issue, and I just feel like it's not that deep to me. Well, shit, to me it ain't. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like they should be over here going back and forth about the mopping. I feel like it's much more than that. One, I don't think Stormy likes Tiffany's vibe. That's number one. Number two, Tiffany, it's not just the mopping. I think it's also because you came to them and said, thank y'all for ruining my event. I probably would have felt the way about that comment more than I felt about the mopping. Now, mopping probably would have irritated me on top of you coming over there acting like I ruined your fuck ass event, bitch. Okay. So that is what I think could have been going on. But Stormy leaned more on the mopping situation because that's probably what irritated her the most. But it's the fact that you want to come to me like I ruined your event because Funmi came and had a conversation with you and you didn't know how to be accountable for your own fuck shit in the midst of that conversation with Funmi. But you want to say, I ruined your event. Y'all, thanks for coming and ruining my event. Bitch, let me get the fuck about this contrast, mother. Like, I would have had to get the hell on. I would have felt the way about that. And then I need you to mop. No, you didn't. I don't really see too much of nothing funny because not you done sat up and said I ruined your event and then now you want me to mop. Mm, I'ma go. I'ma go. This was cute. I'm glad you had a good time though. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you later then, girl. Okay. All right. Bye. It's exactly what it would have gave for me. But the mopping thing, I just feel again, I've always said this, it's more to it. And I feel like those two things would have, yeah, I would have been irritated with you, girl. So now y'all got Fumi trying to jump in to let Tiffany know how she shows up. When somebody tell you that, you've offended them, just apologize. She's like, I did that. But Tiffany, you have this thing where you also give backhanded apologies. Like you somewhat, like your own friend told you to acknowledge what Stormy was saying. And once you acknowledged it or apologized or whatever you did that day, you still followed it up with, I still can make a joke. I still could do da. And I feel like that kind of defeats the apology that you gave the first time. And be very clear, the only reason that you and Fumi are good is because Fumi decided to go to you with an apology. Therefore, you gave one back. Okay? You got some stuff you could work on too. Okay? Tiffany saying the reason why Stormy is feeling things the way that she is if her apology doesn't count is because Stormy follows it up with after she apologizes, she asks her, do you think it's funny? Right? And so Kayla's trying to tell her those two things don't really go together. And they don't go together, right? And Tiffany keeps saying that Stormy asked, but I'm like, Stormy didn't even ask you in this moment. You and Amber were talking. And you bust out and say, I still think it's funny. And it's like, but Stormy didn't even ask you at that time. See, you show how you really feel. You just think that it's funny. And that's fine. If you think it's funny, cool. Don't apologize. But if you're going to apologize for offending somebody, then don't repeat the fact that you think that it's funny. Like, you gotta understand that part now. Stormy says that Tiffany brought up mopping to diminish, I guess, her or whatever. That's why she brought it up or whatnot. And Tiffany is disagreeing, but then also still standing on how she feels about the whole mopping comment. I don't think that we're going to get anywhere here with these ladies. I think Tiffany is going to continue to stand in how she feel, even if she is wrong and people are telling her that she's wrong outside of just the damn Stormy thing. I feel like Tiffany will show herself to be wrong in this situation, but because she has pride, she she ain't gonna stand in that apology unless you apologize to her first. Then she'll acknowledge what she needs to apologize for. But she has a struggle with like coming out with apologies or whatever. So I don't really think we gonna get nowhere with these two ladies. They just gonna have to be cordial on camera, and that's it. So now Stormy telling Tiffany to leave, and Tiffany had the audacity to yell at towards Stormy as Stormy is leaving, saying, "You need to learn how to express your emotions to the person that offended you, bitch." See, this where you lose me, even if I may be with you sometimes, Tiffany, this is where I would have cussed you the fuck out and probably physically removed you off my goddamn property, hoe. I was communicating and expressing myself to you, okay? It wasn't gonna change your attitude or how you felt either. And you have some damn nerve to say that after how you carried on with Fumi's ass, okay? You need to learn how to express, and you also need to do the same goddamn thing. What we talking about over here? Baby, Stormy and Tiffany going at it. Tiffany, I mean, Stormy wearing Tiffany ass. But at the same time, I do feel a way that Stormy even let Tiffany get her out her body like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she, I wouldn't have gave her too much. I would have had somebody else to handle it. Like Chanel probably would have had to go over there and excuse that hoe and tell her she need to get the hell up off the property. Somebody would have had to let her know, like, it's time for you to go. Stormy said leave, then leave. Okay. Stormy started telling this lady, I'm gonna beat your ass. Tiffany was like, oh, you calling me a B? She said, oh, barking, no bite. It was just a mess. It was a mess. Stormy told her, you need to get out of my house. Um, and I can't remember who called somebody disrespectful. Did Tiffany call Stormy? No, no, no. I think Stormy called Tiffany disrespectful. Tiffany said, you disrespected me too. She said, you disrespected my house enough or something like that. Something she said, the ladies was going at it. Tiffany was going the opposite way. Stormy said, no, baby, not that way over here. I was hollering because she had to pass by Stormy in order to get the hell out the house. And then Tiffany looked over at Stormy and laughed again and said, you funny girl, right? And then Tiffany, I think Stormy told Tiffany to speed up. Well, walking, Tiffany said, I'm gonna walk my same pace. Stormy said, I don't give a damn long as you shake a ball and get the hell on. Is that what Miss Wanda said? I don't know who said that. But it is a damn mess, okay? And she told, as long as you get the hell on, whatever the case, she said, you so disrespectful. And it's like, here's the thing. Y'all doing the same thing to each other. High key. All right. Neither one of y'all are no less disrespectful than the other. Y'all both are giving disrespect to each other. Okay. That's just what it is right out the gate. Stormy may feel like she's more disrespected because it's like, BITCH, you're in my damn house. You're in my house and you're being disrespectful as hell. But at the end of the day, I feel like y'all both being disrespectful to each other. That's just what it is. Baby, you got Amber over there crying, being emotional and stuff, right? And you got Kayla over there rubbing her back. She done put the cover on her, rubbing her back. Let me tell you something, Amber. I probably would have came over there and rubbed your back, but I would have whispered in your ear and said, this shit ain't about you. What the fuck is you crying for? Get your ass up. Get up, bitch. Okay? Yeah, calm down. But yeah, I would have had to whisper in her ear, tell her about herself. Get your ass up, girl. You over here crying about these grown ass women. Okay? You love your friends. Okay. I don't know, but that's what she had going on. So Tiffany is leaving. She's on the phone with her husband, giving him the updates and the deets and all of that of what went down with Stormy. And then she talks about Stormy thinks, I guess she's better than because she has the money or whatever the case is. And I don't know. I think that because she does not like you, you definitely will get a different side of her than other people. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard a stranger come online and be, oh, she treated me like this and she did me like that or da 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 da. I just think she don't like your ass. So you're gonna always get a different type of person from her. But Tiffany not wrong, as far as saying that, whatever you got, if you ain't a good steward of what you got, that shouldn't be taken away from you or whatever the case is, right? However, I don't know. I kind of feel a little different too because it's like that could be taken away, but at the same time, like she just don't like you. You not. I don't think that's her character, as a lot of y'all would like to say. Some of the viewers, because y'all don't like that she don't fuck with Mel like that. You know. Um, in my personal, and that may not be everybody's situation. It may not be about Mel as to why you guys don't like her, but that's my assumption of that. But all in all, I kind of disagree a little bit. And it's like, Tiffany, the same way things could be taken from her, it could be taken from you too, because you also was given that same type of energy when it came to Funmi. And that's why sometimes, like, I'm with you when you respond to Stormi a certain way. Like, I'm like, shit, I probably would have said the same thing to your ass, right? And I may not feel like your reaction is wrong to everything, but at the same time, you finally, to me, met a person that got more than you and gonna give you that same type of energy, because I feel like when it came to Funmi, you were okay with displaying certain behavior to her. And when she talked about, oh, my husband is this, my husband is that, I remember saying the very first episode, oh, you want to be the only person that got some shit going on. Cause you kind of was looking at Funmi in a certain way, like, oh, okay then, girl. Like, I don't know, some about it. But I remember clocking that. But it's okay for you to bestow that behavior upon certain people. But when somebody doing it to your ass, then now you feel away. Well, maybe it's just you getting a clear example of how you show up. Okay. But I'll let y'all argue about that in the comments. Y'all can leave y'all thoughts. I'm Jamie. That's me. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking the drama.